Hi, my name is Ebun Feludu. I'm the founder and CEO at Kokari Coconuts and Company. We are a vertically integrated coconut company. We farm coconuts here in Oyo State in Oshogo, and we process the coconuts into a range of products, snacks, oils, granolas, and more recently we've moved into the dairy processing space where we produce pasteurized milk and yogurt. It was, I actually started in my kitchen. I was basically fiddling around and trying to find like a plant-based milk for myself because I had come to discover that I was allergic to regular milk, lactose-based milk. And so I started playing with coconuts at home in Lagos and making coconut milk for myself and my family, and everybody loved it. And very quickly I started to discover that there were several other people who also had the same allergic reaction that I did, and basically that's how the business started. So it started with coconut milk, and one of our first wins from there was discovering that the biggest cafe chain in Nigeria at the time also needed coconut milk for their patrons who were lactose intolerant. So that was like our first big deal, and that was out of my kitchen really. So we were supplying them coconut milk, and then very quickly I started to discover all of the wonders of the coconut, so many other things that we could make out of the coconuts from every part of the coconut, and that kind of wove into our ethos to add value to every part of the coconut, from the husk to the heart. So today we make a substrate from the husk of the coconut, we make activated carbon from the shells, we make the snacks and oils from the flesh. So all of these sort of range of products have come out from that initial investigation, so to speak. First it was retail, or first it was direct to consumer actually, and then retail, and then bulk, and then export. So now we're in a number of countries, the UK, the US, and obviously very much in Nigeria. We've been in Lagos from inception. It was a few years ago that we came to Oyo State, and it really was because we were looking to farm. And if you understand the geography of Nigeria, you'll know that Lagos is the most densely populated state, but it's also the smallest state in landmass. And if you want to do serious agricultural work, you need to find neighboring states that have the land for you to plant. And that's kind of was one of the reasons. We've also received a lot of support from the Oyo State government, and they facilitated us setting up another factory in Ibadan. And our dairy and yogurt section there is already set up. But they are very particular about getting investors to come back home to Oyo State and using the real estate that's available in Oyo State to basically add value to the state. And the wonderful thing about Oyo State is that there are a lot of agricultural institutes here. The Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria is here, NIHOT is here, the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture is here, and all of these institutions create a wealth of knowledge that people, agro-processors, can lean into and take advantage of. And that's been a huge blessing for us. Also, I'm proudly from Ibadan. I grew up actually in Ibadan, and yeah, so I lived in Lagos for over 25 years, but I wanted to come back home to, put some roots back into the soil of my birth. We actually work with about 5,000 farmers across West Africa, and we aggregate the raw material from them, and that comes into our factory where we process them into the different products that we have. So our farming really is to just also to get involved in the value chain, to make sure that we have some sort of security in that as we grow and we scale the company. So the process is simple. You aggregate the coconuts, you get them to the factory, depending on what products you want to produce, you crack, you peel, and the different products are created. Yeah, there have been several challenges on the journey, and a lot of it has to do with cash flow. Working with a raw material like ours, coconut is like gold. I mean, to buy one coconut is probably like 2,000 naira. And you can imagine the amount that we spend purchasing the raw material, processing it, doing everything that we do to make a finished product, and then you do a supply, and then people are either delaying your payment or not even paying you at all. So that leads to really serious sort of cash flow issues, and it meant that we also had to blacklist a lot of customers and just really work with the few good ones who were appreciative of our product and respectful of like the terms of payment. There's several other challenges. I think power is a major challenge. I always say to people like, we keep talking about the potential of Nigeria and the resilience of Nigerians. If the lights were on, right, I think Nigeria would be such a formidable country. Imagine what would happen at every street corner where people had constant power that they could rely on. And that is such a limiting factor for us. So now we're, again, as we do, Aluta continues as Nigerians, like I always say, whatever it takes is what we're going to give it. So what do we need to do? Solar, power. We're sitting in Kokari Cafe right now. We're 80% on solar. Our dairy section in the factory is also completely reliant on solar so that the breaks don't break us. But I feel like if the leadership in the nation was really committed to creating a great nation, they'll just turn the lights on. So our coconut cinnamon bites, they're one of our flagship products, and this product, if you know, it's great as a snack on its own. You can mix it with your popcorn for movie night, but a big sort of little secret is pour it into a bowl of yogurt and eat it with your yogurt. It doesn't crack. That is the promise. It always crumbles. It crumbles and melts into your mouth, and you eat that with yogurt, and it's just a gateway to a heavenly experience. We also have a range of oils, our coconut lemon oil, coconut lavender, coconut lemongrass oils. They're amazing. I love this. I absolutely love this Taste of Nigeria campaign and what you guys are doing. But we've had this thing in Nigeria where we feel that when we want to put a hamper together, it needs to be filled with imported goods, and it's such a destructive mindset because it kind of says we're not enough. Now our products are sold in Nigeria, but they're also sold in Kroger stores, in 100 Kroger stores in Colorado. And for them to have met that mark, it meant that, it was seen, it was tested, and it was trusted by the same people who are saying yes to the products that Nigerians are importing into hampers. We've had that movement in music, right, where we no longer play all the foreign music in the dance halls. We play our own music. Not only that, the rest of the world plays our own music. We've moved in fashion where we're no longer thinking, oh, we have to have a Zara or whatever before we can wear clothes. We're all wearing proudly made in Nigeria clothes, and it's also going all over the world. And we need that transition to happen with our agricultural products as well. We need to appreciate and love ourselves, right? And say, okay, this is a hamper of excellent products, and they're made in Nigeria. Not just because they're made in Nigeria, but because they're excellent. So what I love that ZQuest is doing is that you have gone out and you've sought out excellent products that are worthy of any shelf anywhere in the world, and you've put them into hampers and you've given them to people. And I just really appreciate that. I think it just, honors us. And yeah, great work. A Taste of Nigeria with ZQuest Group.